If you are interested in promoting your brand, your music, or even yourself here on Viral Hip Hop News, email me, Sam Ent, at dlsmediainc1 at gmail.com. Let's go.
What up? What up, man? How's everything going, man?
Good, man. I was back and forth to Harlem all week. You know what I'm saying? If you thought you saw me in Harlem, you probably did. You know what I'm saying? I was out there doing my thing and everything went well. Shout out to everybody I was out there working with on this film, man, and did my thing, man. How was your week? I know you was in DC doing your thing with the kids, man.
Yeah, that was fun, man. I know I was. It's crazy when people just recognize you and shit. This dude was looking at me, and then he came up to me. He was like, "Great show. I watched the podcast." One of the
That's
fucking
dope.
coach from the other team. I'm like, "Holy
Wow.
shit!"
Wow.
Like, that shit crazy. And then I was just in Starbucks today, and I saw this dude looking at me. I'm about to leave. He's like, "You the guy from the podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Good work, good work." I'm like, "Fuck, man."
Well, good, because it was a couple-year run where they was only seeing me and you was getting lucky and not being seen. That was your ass. So good.
Right.
Yeah,
And I just the reach is you just don't know, who knows you, man.
right.
So yeah, we all we out. You could tell somebody stare at you for a long time.
Yep.
You kind of know, like, oh, that's that motherfucker. But
Somebody what I was shooting with, he was like, yo, was you? I know you from somewhere. Was you on Power? I was like, nah, I wasn't on Power, bro. I know where you know me from, but I'm gonna just let you
oh
guess.
yeah, New
Hell yeah.
York.
Yeah, one of the dudes that were working on the film, like one of the sound guys, he was looking like, yo, I thought was you on Power? It's like, nah, it wasn't me. But he probably saw me on this podcast. But I ain't say nothing. I just smiled at him.
Yeah, I'm like, I really don't want to say shit, but it's like I
Right.
don't want to be rude either.
Exactly.
So yeah, but people like when I be noticing, like, because I was talking to this one guy that watch our show or whatever, like they be feeling what we be talking about, man. They be feeling what we be like I was asking about a few people, like, the Lord Jamar, asking about a few, and people like, yeah, y'all right, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, so we be on it, man.
We be saying the shit that they be thinking, and we validate a lot of people's shit, and that's why it's like, yo, word. Finally, somebody said it. We tired of not hearing it. So, and that just makes you that kind of confirms that we on the right track, man. We do all the bullshit that we deal with in this shit in this game. We know that we still reaching the people the right way. So,
yeah, because you think about it, like, people are not trying to mess up deals. They're not trying to mess up relationships like that. That's not their thing. They want to just get somebody an interview and make the money, and that's fine.
Right.
You know what I mean? And maybe money will compromise you if somebody got a deal and they say, "Look, man, you can't be going on this person. You can't go on this person. Remember what we paying you.
You're gonna do it.
That's cool if you want to do, but it's like, I get it, because there's certain people that we got relationships with that we wouldn't, not to say we wouldn't talk about them, but we wouldn't be pressed to do it unless it was 100% necessary.
Exactly.
Shout
out to the ones that stuck by us through all the real. I want to give it while we're doing it. A quick shout out to Faison, man. We ain't talked to Faison in a while, but kind of just thinking back throughout our time, man. And he's always kind of stood 10 toes and was real with us. You know what I mean? Even when we tried to offer, he never accepted. You know what I'm saying? It was always out of love, always out of respect for the platform, man. And he always kept it real. So if you're watching this, man, salute to that dog, man. Salute to Faison, man. He a real
one. Faison, it's a lot of people we probably gonna forget.
Yeah.
Andrew Wyatt.
Yep.
These people, like, he actually gave us some bread one time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was him or him and Mr. Cos, one of them.
Right.
But I remember they dropped something on us, and it's a lot of people who just don't care about. They care about relationships more than the money.
Yeah.
And that's how we are. Like, the money is one thing, you know what I'm saying, but relationships last forever.
Right.
So. That's dope. But going to the show, man, getting the preliminaries out of the way. This Diddy trial is finally in the hands of the jury. I'm kind of getting tired of it. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm ready to see it done.
Tired of it at this point. I'm ready to, to put an end to it. But I probably asked you before, how do you see this thing going now, man? What's your prediction?
Well, one, I thought it was a big ass waste of time. I think after a week, we knew everything pretty much that was going to happen and what was going to be said. We ain't see anything new since we had Attorney Shabazz on. The prosecution in this whole case emptied its load within the first 4 or 5 days. So it was very redundant, very boring. I personally don't think they have much on them, but I'm still standing 50-50 on whether or not this dude's going to be found innocent or guilty, because although I think that the prosecution brought absolute shit to this case, I don't think this was a federal case at all. He's in this position for a reason. They've had what they've had, and he's still sitting in this position So if they really wanted him and they wanted him for any alternative reason other than what he's being charged with, we're gonna find out if they bang that gavel and it's a guilty verdict. Because looking at it, they ain't got shit. They don't. This is an abusive relationship, a freaky ass relationship that should never be wasted by tax-paying dollars. And here we go. But if he gets found guilty, we know that there was definitely ulterior motives involved, and what those are, we'll never find out. But I'm 50-50 still, man. We'll see.
Yeah, I just feel like they're gonna give him something. I just feel like, you know, I feel like the fix is in.
Right.
I agree with you. You hit the nail on the head. You're like, it shouldn't be a federal case. It shouldn't be a RICO, and it shouldn't be no sex trafficking. Let's just keep it a buck.
Right.
Like none of that stuff. You know what I mean? Now prostitution or whatever, paying for prostitutes and, you know, drug use, weapons. Okay, 5, maybe 7 years. Hit him up. But see, the feds, they want to stick it to you because the feds, first of all, they're going to sentence you in months.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, and their charges are always heavier than state charges, and they always add on more. So for example, like, okay, you got a gun charge. They're going to say, oh, you about to use the gun to kill somebody, and add that charge and shit that don't even exist. They're pulling shit out of the thin air.
Right.
Or, you got this, you got a drug manufacturing facility when you just using that shit yourself.
Right.
Like just adding things to give you more time. That's why I think that, one of the reasons why I think the fix is in. Again, a bad person, a creep, a womanizer, an abuser, a drug addict, all that stuff, you can, check the list one by one. But some of those heavier charges that they, trying to going after him with is crazy. One of the guys, I forget one of the guys that's very controversial, white guy, he was saying, why now? Like, because everybody's doing this shit. Yeah. Why Diddy and why now? Like, this is a common thing that goes on in Hollywood: sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they do. They pay for people to sleep with and whatnot and all that. Why Diddy? Did he get too big? Did he, was it because he went after the company? Was he getting too political? All these things are in play when you look at the history. And like I said, I was telling before, I seen this one interview where I heard Diddy talking, and I'm like, yo, all the stuff y'all be seeing on Instagram, that's Diddy, but he got a whole nother side of him to where he's a brilliant dude, bro.
Yeah,
and he can articulate himself very, very well. One of the things about Jay-Z, he's not the best articulator when it comes to speaking.
Right.
He can rap his ass off and do it. But Diddy's not the best when it comes to rapping, but talking, I'm like, damn, this dude's really saying some shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, like the way he put it together. So I just feel like they were scared of him, like kind of going down that lane, because like you said it. Anything he touched turned to gold, bro.
Yeah, man.
Like he's flipping like anything. He's making that shit $100 million industry. Look good.
Serial winner, man.
Yeah. So if you start wanting to influence